Hello students, welcome to English class. Today let's learn a grammar topic, types of sentences. So let's begin. To speak, read and write, we make use of sentences. Children, reading, writing and speaking are the different modes of communication. And to express ourselves, we make use of sentences. When we are communicating, we should put forth our thoughts in a clear manner so that the person receiving the information understands it clearly. Let's look at the definition of a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. Now what this means is, a sentence is a collection of words or group of words that are arranged in such a way that they give complete sense. So only when a group of words makes sense is called a sentence. Now let's understand this with the help of example. The blue is sky. Though these are group of words, it is not making sense. So we cannot call this a sentence. Now let's rearrange these words. The sky is blue. Now these group of words make some sense. A sentence begins with a capital letter and may end with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamatory mark at the end, depending on what kind of sentence is conveying. While communicating, we express statements, questions, exclamations, and commands or requests. Therefore, we categorize these sentences into the following 4 types. Children, let's see the types of sentences. First one, assertive sentence. Second one, interrogative sentence. Third one, imperative sentence. Fourth one, exclamatory sentence. Now let's see all the 4 types of sentences one by one in detail. Let us see the first one, assertive or declarative sentence. An assertive sentence is also known as declarative sentence. Declarative sentences make a statement, they tell us something, they give us information, and they normally end with a full stop or period. So any kind of statements come under declarative sentence. The usual word order for the declarative sentence is subject plus verb. So let's see what is a subject. A subject is a part of a sentence that contains the person or thing performing the action in a sentence. Declarative sentences can be positive or negative. Let's see the examples. I like coffee is a positive sentence. Now how to change it into negative? So let's see what is a negative sentence. A sentence that makes use of words like no, not, never, nothing, and contraction verbs such as isn't, wasn't, shouldn't, etc. is said to be a negative sentence. So I like coffee is a positive sentence. And how to change this into negative? Just add no, not kind of words in the sentence to make it a negative sentence. And I like coffee is in the present form of tense. In order to change the present form of the sentence to negative form, just add do not or does not. Let's see the first one. I like coffee changes as I do not like coffee. Let's see the next one. We watched TV last night. This sentence is in the past form. So in order to change this into negative form, We need to use did not. We did not watch TV last night. Declarative sentences are the most common type of sentences which we use in our daily conversation. Now let's go to the second one, that is interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentences ask a question. They ask us something. They want information and they always end with a question mark. The usual word order for the interrogative sentence is WH word plus auxiliary plus subject plus verb. WH word. What do you mean by WH words? WH words are question words which starts with WH. Which, where, who, whom. These kind of question words are called WH words. Interrogative sentences can be positive or negative. Look at these examples. As you have learned earlier in the assertive sentences, the assertive sentences are also divided into positive and negative. In the same way, interrogative sentences can also be in positive and negative. Do you like coffee? Is a positive question. Don't you like coffee? Is a negative. Why did you go? Is a positive question. Why didn't you go? Is a negative question. There are three basic question types and they are all interrogative sentences. Let us see the first one. Yes, no questions. The answer is yes or no. So, yes or no questions are the questions which get the answer as yes or no. Let's see the example. Do you want dinner? No, thank you. Let's see the second one. Question word, WH question. The answer is information. So when WH questions are asked, you get information as answers. Let's see the example. Where do you live? In Paris. Let's see the third one, choice question. The answer is in the question. For example, so when choice questions are asked, you get the answer in the question itself. You need to choose. Do you want tea or coffee? So your answer would be tea, please. Now look at some more positive and negative examples. Positive. Do you like coffee? Negative. Do you not drink coffee? Positive. How do you like your coffee? Negative. When do you not drink coffee? Positive. Does 2 plus 2 make 4? Doesn't 2 plus 2 make 5? Why does 2 plus 2 make 4? Why doesn't 2 plus 2 make 5? How long have they been married for? Haven't they lived together for over 30 years? Now let's see how question tags are formed. We can add question tags like isn't it, can you, or didn't they to a statement to make it into a question. Question tags are more common in speaking than writing. We often use question tags when we expect the listener to agree with our statement. In this case, when the statement is positive, we use a negative question tag. So, first you need to identify whether the statement is a positive statement or negative statement. If it is a positive statement, you have to add negative question tag. If the statement is negative, then we have to add positive question tag. Now let us see the examples. She is a doctor, isn't she? She is a doctor is a positive sentence. Isn't she is a negative question tag. Yesterday was so much fun, wasn't it? So, yesterday was so much fun is a positive sentence for which a negative question tag is added, wasn't it? If the statement is negative, we use a positive question tag. He isn't here. Is he? He isn't here is a negative statement. For that, a positive question tag has been added. The trains are never on time, are they? The trains are never on time is a negative sentence. For that, a positive question tag is added, that is, are they? Nobody has called for me, have they? Let's see how question tags are formed. If there is an auxiliary verb in the statement, we use it to form the question tag. So it is very easy. If there is an auxiliary verb in the sentence, then you pick the auxiliary verb and use it as a question tag. If the auxiliary verb is in positive, use negative in the question tag. If it is negative in the sentence, use positive in the question tag. Let's see the examples. I don't need to finish this today, do I? See, don't is the negative auxiliary, and we have used the question tag as do I, which is positive. Let's see the next one. James is working on that, isn't he? Is the auxiliary verb and it is positive, and isn't is the negative. Your parents have retired, haven't they? The phone didn't ring, did it? It was raining that day, wasn't it? Your mom hadn't met him before, had she? Sometimes there is no auxiliary verb already in the statement. For example, when the verb in the statement is present simple or past simple and is positive. Here we use don't, doesn't or didn't. So children, if you get auxiliary verbs in the statement, then it is very easy for you to use question tags. So now, if there is no auxiliary verb in the statement, then you have to identify what kind of sentence it is, whether it is simple present or simple past. If it is simple present, you have to use do, does, don't or doesn't. If it is simple past, then you have to use did or didn't. Let us see the examples now. Jenny eats cheese, doesn't she? Jenny eats cheese is simple present and it is a positive statement. So, we have to use doesn't or don't. So, which is the right question tag to be used here? As Jenny is third person singular, we need to use doesn't she. Let us see the next one. I said that already, didn't I? I said that already is simple past and a positive statement. So, we have to use past negative question tag, that is didn't. I said that already, didn't I? When the verb in the statement is a modal verb, here we use the modal verb to make the question tags. Let's see the examples. They could hear me, couldn't they? So could is the modal verb and it is positive sentence. So we have to make the question tag as negative. So could changes to couldn't. Let's see the next one. You won't tell anyone, will you? And this statement, you won't tell anything, is a negative statement. So the question tag is positive, will you? Let's go to the next one. If the main verb or auxiliary verb in the statement is am, the positive question tag is am I. But the negative question tag is usually aren't I. Let us see the examples. I am never on time. Am I? See, I am never on time is a negative statement. And for that, we use positive question tag, am I. Let's see the next two example. I am going to get an email with the details. Aren't I? Now here in the second example, I am going to get an email with the details is a positive statement. I am is a positive auxiliary verb in the sentence, and when you change positive to negative, you cannot say amn't I. Instead, you have to use aren't I. Is it clear? Let's go to the third one, imperative sentence. Imperative sentences give a command. They usually tell us to do something and they end with a full stop or period or exclamatory mark or point. Chilla imperative sentences gives command or request. At the end of the imperative sentence, we use full stop or period or sometimes exclamatory mark also, depending upon the sentence. The usual word order for the imperative sentence is base verb. Note that there is usually no subject because subject is understood it is you. So subject may not be mentioned in the statements, but it is understood that it refers you. Imperative sentences can be positive or negative. Let us see the examples. Positive example. Give her coffee. Negative. Don't give her coffee. Positive. Stop. Negative. Do not stop. Let's see some more examples. Bring me a glass of water. Don't ever touch my phone. Give me a pen and a pencil. Play with intensity and courage. Remember me when we are parted. Never forget the person who loves you. Take a step and don't move. Now let's go to the fourth one, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentences express strong emotion or surprise, an exclamation, and they always end with an exclamation mark or point. So exclamatory sentences, they express strong emotion or surprise or shock. And the sentence ends with exclamatory mark. The usual word order for the exclamative sentence is what plus adjective plus noun plus subject plus verb, or how plus adjective or adverb plus subject plus verb. Let's see the examples. What a liar he is. What an exciting movie it was. How he lied. How exciting the movie was. Let's have a quick recap about all the four kinds of sentences. First one, assertive. It gives statements. That means it tells us something. And let's see the example. John likes Mary. And the statement ends with a full stop. The second one, interrogative sentence. It asks questions. It asks us always something. Let's see the example. Does Mary like John? The interrogative statements always end with a question mark. Third one, imperative sentence. Command, request, or order comes under imperative sentence. It tells us to do something. Let's see the examples. Stop. Close the door. The imperative sentences end by a full stop or exclamatory mark. Let's see the fourth one. Exclamatory sentence. You can find a sudden kind of surprise or shock in the exclamatory sentence. It expresses surprise. Let's see the examples. What a funny story he told us. And exclamatory sentences always end with an exclamatory mark. So children, let's have a small exercise now. Read the examples below and identify what are the 4 types of sentences. First one, will the teacher be late? Second one, he scored a goal. Third one, I completed my college application essay. Fourth one, read this book now. Fifth one, the trip was exciting. Sixth one, who graduated at the top of a class? Seventh one, shut the door. Eighth one, what a cute dog. Ninth one, peanut is better than jam. 10th one, brush your teeth. Dear students, please check the answers in the description box given below. Hope you all understood today's topic. Thank you.